CFL skid begins on the West Coast for what should be a high-flying Friday night football affair between the Argos and the Lions. Toronto has lost 2 in a row of not being good on the road this season. BC's won 2 in a row, and their quarterback looks like he's starting to settle in.
Yeah, if you ask Nathan Rourke right now, he would tell you that he still has some things to clean up. But both these quarterbacks do. But Rourke has regained some of that 2022 form and led the Lions to 2 straight wins, throwing for over 300 in both. Chad Kelly attempted a club record 56 passes last week versus Ottawa. In 3 starts, he's averaging almost 370 yards a game.
1-5 on the road this season for Ryan Dinwiddie and his Toronto Argos. He's 4-1 in his career against the BC Lions. Rick Campbell on the other side, best home record in the West. They are 4-1 at home. He's won just 5 of 20 games that he's coached against the Argos. These 2 teams met in week 1, with Toronto coming away with a 35-27 victory. 3rd game in a row for the Argos on the road. They've lost 4 in a row on the road, and they'll look to change that here as Friday Night Football is underway in Vancouver. Terry Williams will take it at the 15, back to the 25, pushes it out just beyond the 35, and our first look at Nathan Rourke tonight.
11-5 career for Nathan Rourke versus Toronto. He is 1-0, so both these quarterbacks played not against each other, but Rourke 1-0 against the Argos, and mentioned his last 2 games. Over 300 yards passing in both 2 wins, and you're starting to see some of that timing come back, some more chemistry with the new receivers that he didn't work with back in 2022, like Justin McInnis, the leading receiver in the CFL.
11-5 in his 16 career starts. Starts on the ground, Stanback wrapped up and a taken down. Let's take a look at this BC offense.
Yeah, up front on the left side, to get Chris Schlugger back at left tackle. Corey Woodruff will play for Tyler Packer at left guard. So basically a new left side of that old line, and he's the only receiver at 1,000 yards. Justin McInnis leads the way in the Canadian Football League.
Hatcher there hasn't had that big game yet since coming. You know there's a big game coming for Keon Hatcher.
Yeah, no question about that. And Eberhardt is coming on too over the last few weeks.
Eberhardt, in his last 3 games, has caught 11 of the 12 targets thrown in his direction. Robbie Smith up and slowly walking off the field. There's the offensive coordinator for the BC Lions, Jordan Maksimic. No shortage of weapons to work with in this offense. BC's offense so far this season, averaging 25.8 points per game. That's 6th best in the CFL. Started the year absolutely red hot. Rourke from the pocket, down the field, incomplete. Looking for Hollins, and Hollins never really had a crack at it. 2-0.
No, Royce Metier, the free safety for the Argos, just stayed solid in that middle and didn't let Hollins cross into the post area. I think it was Nathan Rourke trying to throw him open there, and Royce Metier just held his ground, didn't get the flag because Hollins kind of ran into him.
Whistles as Flintoff was about to let us fly. There's a challenge flag on the field early, very early, 2nd play of the ball game, and a challenge from Rick Campbell.
Well, Rick Campbell, I'm sure, thought that Royce Metier wasn't allowing Hollins and was interfering with him trying to get to the ball. It looked to me like he was just straightening his back pedal, and Hollins...
BC is challenging that there should have been defensive pass interference on the last play. The play will be reviewed.
Ben Major calling the shots for us here in Vancouver. Campbell's 5 challenges this year, won 3 of them. Command center will take a look. You got to be pretty sure of this if you're Rick Campbell 55 seconds into a football game, don't you?
Well, yeah, that's, you know, you're questioning. Yeah, I hear you. Here's the intended target right here. And if you watch this post now live, it looked like to me that Metier just kind of held his ground as he was breaking inside, but Rick Campbell felt like he knocked him down.
Not sure that angle will help much more than the other two. Campbell, 41%.
I will say this,
challenges
though,
in his career.
It did look like Metier put his shoulder in the back of Hollins before the ball arrived.
There was definitely contact before the ball arrived, right? We saw that.
The reason I say that is because I just mentioned that it looked like to me live that Metier was in front of Hollins. Interesting to hear which way they go here, but sounds like.
All right, let's get the call.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. BC's charged with their first team timeout, and they lose their challenge. It's third down.
So Rick Campbell loses his challenge 55 seconds into this game, and they will still have to kick it away to Janarian Grant. Grant with 3 punt return touchdowns and a kick return touchdown this season. He's a freak. Grant will take it just inside the 30. Runs into trouble here and taken down around the 35.
But I agree with you in questioning the timing of a challenge this early in the game. But let's take a look at Chad Kelly. Gets his first offensive series. Again, mentioning big yards since his return. I mean, since returning 1,158 yards passing. That's 386 yards per game, over almost 500 last week. But again, both these quarterbacks trying to clean up some of those turnovers, and Chad threw a few last week.
BC defense has started to pick it up so far this season. We'll have more on that as we work our way through the broadcast. They'll start on the ground. Let's take a look at this Toronto offense.
They get Ryan Hunter back in the O-line up at left guard. That's going to help the veteran of 3 years out of Bowling Green. And when you take a look in the receiving corps, Dave Unger, big game last week, a career high 131 yards. That game versus Ottawa, a loss, but Chad Kelly, Unger put up some big numbers.
4 options, wide side right for Kelly. Passing down, drops it to his running back, Kadeem Carey, turns it up the field, and he's got a first down, first of the game. Takes it out beyond the 50.
Kadeem Carey's going to check for any blitz and then release out of the backfield. Design play with a little bit of an escort out front of him.
Game script last week did not really fall in favor of Kadeem Carey. He only carried the ball 5 times, did have 46 yards, had 3 catches for 57 yards, so he was still over 100 yards on just 8 touches. Now they'll get it to Janarian Grant, far side. Grant forced out of bounds, just shy of another first down. Good pickup.
Yeah, I talked to Ryan Dinwiddie about Kadeem Carey not seeing the ball a ton. Not only that, last game, but the game before that when it comes to rushing the football. And Coach Dinwiddie mentioned that, you know, the score was a factor in that. We were chasing our opponent. 2 straight losses for the Argos. They're right on the bubble right now. Could go either way their season.
2nd and 1 in good field position here. And they'll just hand it off. And they'll pick up the first down with Kadeem Carey against this BC Lions defense.
Matthew Betts now back for a few games, and that front 4 really makes the bookends dangerous from both sides when you got Sione Tehema, who leads the team in sacks, and now Betts on the other side. Since they moved TJ Lee down and started Ryder Varga, they've been way better tackling and against the run. Varga's got 42 defensive tackles. Gary Peters was nicked in that game last week for the Lions, but healthy and good to go.
Back to Kadeem Carey again, a short pickup on first down as they get their running back involved heavily on this opening drive.
Since they moved TJ Lee down into the linebacking core to play that Sam spot, which was back in the Victoria game, this defense has not given up a big play in 2 straight games. Big play being a pass of over 30 yards or a run over 20. Now, I'm not saying it's all TJ Lee making the stops on all those plays, but this is a good combination for them.
Kelly from the pocket, a ton of time, near sideline, drops it in there, down by the 30, incomplete. Unger thought he got his feet in, but apparently he did not.
Lots of time for Chad Kelly here to survey and go back to his wide side out. Launches that one coming right at you. And let's see if the feet are in. No, right foot on the white stripe for sure. The left foot followed.
Argonauts out 91.4% on the season. To get this game started from just outside the 50, that kick is up, and it is good. Had just enough. And he sneaks it home, and the Argos open the scoring on Friday Night Football. They're Argonauts. Phenomenal season for him so far, and it continues right there. As
you knock off a 10-win team, you're dancing.
Pretty happy about that, as they should be. Looking to find stand back here in the flat. That's broken up.
Jake Seresna leads the front four in sacks. He's got 5. That'll be up to the interior of the BC Lions for pass protection. Wynton McManus apparently is close, but they're going to go with Jonathan Jones in the middle, and last-minute changes with Robert Priester playing halfback. Sean Amos leads the team in interceptions.
Here's Rourke, near side, wide open, but not enough. Up to the 45 to Cotoy, but the BC Lions will have to punt once again. Bit of a conservative start here for the Lions offense.
Quincy Mauger, former BC Lion, playing at that Sam spot, but this play is made by McFadden out there in the corner too. Stepping up. Outside in, turning him into his teammate.
McDoft drills it down inside the 20. Grant takes it there. Once again, nothing opens up. Good coverage from the Lions special teams. And they'll contain Janarian Grant for now. Argos offense settled for a field goal on that first possession of the ball game. They'll have it again when we return to BC Place. Welcome back. There's a look at Janarian Grant. And looks like he lost one of his threads on the last return here. Watch this.
Yeah, this is
ouch.
Now that it is legal to be tackled by your hair. I guess a teammate saved it. Can you stick that back on there?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I've had the same haircut for 43 years. Carey just shy of the 30.
Yeah, clearly Ryan Dinwiddie looked at the video from last week and thought, no, yeah, we got to remember that we have a star tailback in Kadeem Carey and get him some touches early. Helps the O-line settle in too.
Well, yeah, get them feeling good. Third in the league in rushing. Stand back on the other side in this game. Leads the league in rushing, closing in on a 1,000-yard season. 2nd and 6 for Kelly. Kelly has some room. He'll take it. A lot of room. And he'll slide wisely at the 45. Chad Kelly using his legs here in the early going.
Yeah, doesn't do it often, but he can do it. And he saw that the middle opened up. I mean, 2 linebackers widen with crossing routes and a couple of little friendly fire there with a couple of those big guys going down. He saw the middle wide open and just took it.
15-yard pickup for Kelly. Argos will work from their own 44. Gets it away quickly, far side. And that is pushed ahead, diving towards a first down. Volkel, his first catch of the game.
You know, every quarterback in the league can make this throw. But Chad Kelly's got a big arm, and he can make this throw, and it gets there quicker. And that split second can be the difference.
They'll move quickly and push it ahead. Right up the middle in the arms of Kelly, and another first down for the visitors.
And talk about that big arm. That's one thing that Ryan Dinwiddie now has. I mean, and not to say that Cameron Dukes can't throw it deep. I just mean with Chad Kelly, in the last 3 games, they've had 8 big plays. Those are plays over 30 yards or more. In the 9 games prior to Kelly returning, they had 8.
So he's
in 3 games.
He's things up offense.
He's tied it up. He can push the ball.
Gives it back to his running back, Carey. Taken down on the tackle by TJ Lee. 5th carry of the game for Kadeem.
Yeah, 3rd in the league in rushing coming into this week. We've got 2 of the top 3 in this game, and as you mentioned, we go back to that BC game in week 1 of the regular season. 16 carries for 65 yards there. See the ball 16 times.
Kelly on the run. There's a flag on the far side of the field. Kelly with Betts trying to track him down. Will slide just outside the 40, but we'll have to sort out that flag that was thrown shortly after that ball was snapped.
Right along the line of scrimmage, so it's either procedure or offside.
Offside. BC number 0. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down for Toronto.
Sione Tehama, the guilty party.
Boy, nice job there by Ben Major calling that penalty real quick and moving on. I love it. Yeah, that's a little early movement on the backside. Free play for Chad Kelly. He gets the first. They take the play instead of the penalty. 2 runs in this drive.
27 yards on the ground for Kelly.
Early movement all over the place there. You know, I wondered, like two runs early in this game from Chad Kelly. You look at his stat line since returning.
Procedure, Toronto, the whole right side of their offensive line. It's a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You look at his stat line in 3 games, 4 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and that's what, you know, he would like to clean up. And early in this game, he's taken off and run a couple of times instead of trying to force the ball down the field.
You don't see anything you like, and you're capable of running.
Yeah, go ahead and take off.
Why not? 1st and 15. Looks to throw here over the middle, inside the 40. Tackle made by Varga. It's Daniel's first catch of the ball game.
You can look at that crossing route. Open because of the depth of the drops.
Varga had 9 tackles last week. Tacks on another one there. Kelly over the middle again. That's up for grabs. Almost bounced back to Coxie. That would have been quite the catch had he hauled it in.
Who was right there in coverage? Was it Ragumba? Because Coxie almost handed it off to the defender here. Little tip back. The throw wasn't that far behind him. It basically hit him in the stomach, but I think he was quite ready for it. And we'll attempt again.
Hit from 51 earlier. Aralahu now from 43. That is up. And it is through as well. A nice start for a guy who's over 90% on the season thus far. Argos on the road where they have struggled so far this season. Up 6-0 early against BC. Nathan Rourke starting to find his footing again in the Canadian Football League.
Well, last week he played against the best defense of the league, and they made some plays. You see the 3 interceptions, but 304 yards. This was a rushing touchdown for Nathan Rourke. A couple of things that I think have helped him try to find that form again is, one, he's getting some chemistry and starting to build some chemistry with receivers like Justin McInnes, who he didn't work with back in 22. And plus the run game has been really good over the last 4 games, and that's helped Nathan Rourke, getting him in second and manageable situations.
Lots of touches for Stanback. We'll give him another one here, but just a yard on that carry.
This is a tough team to run against. The Argos ranked 2nd coming into the game, coming into this week. Rourke trying to settle the crowd down a little bit so they can. Look like he might have wanted to maybe call an audible to a different side. Didn't get it done.
Toronto allows just over 76 yards per game on the ground. Second best in the CFL. Rourke throwing here from the pocket. Down the field. Hatcher goal. Laid out for it. Got a hand on it. But just a tad too far for Keon Hatcher.
Royce Metier in the area again. Just off the fingertips. You mentioned Keon Hatcher off the top of the show, and yeah, he's due for a big one. Hasn't quite got there yet. You see the numbers starting to build though over the last couple of weeks, but not that big. Keon Hatcher 150-yard game, which we know he can basically accomplish in his sleep.
Third consecutive 2-and-out for the Lions to start this game at home. Flintoff boots it away again. A lower kick this time. Spirals into Grant at the 15. Janarian Grant tackled but stays on his feet. Now looks for some room on the far side. Here goes Grant down to the 50. The race is on. Look at him go. Tries to cut it inside. Stays on his feet, and finally they'll take him down at the 15. Fireworks from Janarian Grant. The Lions doing what many others couldn't. They forced him back inside and took him down. Great field position for the Argos, courtesy Janarian Grant.
Because what a run. Break a couple of tackles. You know, when you think about the cover team and going after some of these outstanding returners in the CFL, you think that maybe an arm tackle, because they're smaller guys, can bring them down, but not Janarian Grant. He's got great lower body strength, and you're going to have to do more than arm tackle. Watch the arm tackle attempt right at the point, right there. Not enough. He keeps on his feet, stays strong, and away he goes. He can get into that third and fourth gear in the blink of an eye, and over 80 yards on that return.
Boy, he's fun to watch.
And no penalty flags.
No flags. Here's what he does. I mean, look at this.
Well, I remember this guy.
Yeah, Giz was okay.
Yeah, I saw that name tag a few times.
First trip to the red zone today. Kelly down inside the 5, forced back. Daniels with his second catch of the game, and the Argos knocking on the door here.
They're pretty good in the red zone, about 60% coming into this one. Let's see the route against Seontae Evans. Evans had that inside leverage, but he was protecting against, with a 20-yard end zone, you still have to protect against the deep ball, even though the ball's down on the 10-yard line.
McMahon in the game at running back. Now he'll slide out into the slot. Kadeem Carey takes the ball, pushing ahead, and he'll get halfway to the end zone, no further. That'll bring up second and goal.
Second and goal from the 5 to your, or excuse me, the 3 now. Go both ways here. If you're Ryan Dinwiddie, you can go run game and think that you go on third down anyway. If you're down on the 1-yard line, don't quite get there, or go play action.
Grant slides out wide. Kelly turns, gives it to Kadeem Carey, trying to push his way towards the end zone. Stopped again by the Lions defense. Ace Ely leading the charge that time.
Yeah, was he the first guy there? Because whoever was first, Ely's right in the middle of your screen. Whoever's first, great form tackle. Here he comes. Yeah, scrape to the hole, straighten them up, and not let him get the power in those legs. Watch how Ely is just going to lift Kadeem Carey. Lift him up, get him off those feet, and drive him back, and they're going.
Third and goal from the BC2. Argos will go for it. And now we've got some pointing. Finally a flag out. It looked like Kelly was going to try to snap it. And a discussion amongst the officials.
Kicking.
That's procedure. What a stop for the Lions after that big return. from Janarian Grant.
We got procedure, Toronto, number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Isaiah Cage, little early movement, that left tackle spot. Well, his movement was pointing. Varga said, I'm a yard off. I didn't move.
It's bizarre.
That's a big stop, though. When you get sudden change after a big return, like, well, not sudden change, it was a big return. And the special teams got you right down in the red zone for the Argos and hold them to a field goal. That's a win for the BC defense.
Third field goal attempt here early. Argonauts knocks that one home as well. So the Argos controlling the pace of this game thus far. BC's got to feel pretty good about only being down 9 here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially after that one. I mean, that you walk on the field defensively after a big return like that. First of all, some of your defenders are cover guys. Janarian Grant takes it all the way inside the 20, and Ryan Dinwiddie has to settle for a field goal. So the Lions need to get a little traction from their offense.
Just 9 yards of offense so far in this game for the Lions. No first downs just yet. Rourke gets that one away, incomplete. A little hesitation briefly from Hollins, and Rourke has started this game 1 of 5.
A little pressure come when you get some off the edge pressure, and Rourke wants to throw right into the teeth of that pressure because it was picked up. Just off the mark a little bit. Hollins on that in route didn't take it all the way in on a slant.
Hollins to the bottom of your screen on the wide side to Rourke's right. Rourke looking over the middle. Now he's in trouble. Can he get away? Not this time. Argos defense gets there and gang tackle the Lions quarterback. BC's offense unable to get anything done in the first quarter. Chad Kelly and the Argos with a 9-0 lead, looking for just their second road win of the season. Now, shut out here, wow. 9-0 by the Argos. Look at the net yards, -1.
After that sack, yeah, and you know, 0 first downs in the first quarter. And Nathan Rourke in the last 2 games, including one against the Montreal defense, which I would say is the best defense in the league right now. He threw for over 600 yards in 2 games. That in Ottawa. So, you know, the traction, he's got 0 traction here against this Argo defense right now. And that's the story really of this game. And to be quite honest, the Lions are lucky that they're only down 9-0. Defense has held Chad Kelly, who's moved the ball and had the big-time edge in time of possession, has held them to vent a little bit, but hasn't broken, giving up just field goals.
Flintoff set to kick it away again. Janarian Grant, who almost had a house call last time out. Uh-oh, that hits the scoreboard. Will Ben Major give us that call he had a few weeks back?
What has he got? What has he got here?
Here we go.
The kick hit the scoreboard again. It's third down.
You know, it's funny. I bumped into him at the hotel today. We had a nice little chat, and then I'm walking away, and I'm like, oh, I should have brought up that this was where he talked about the scoreboard.
Yeah, what was the line? It was hit the scoreboard, which is unusual.
Yeah, that was
please put the game clock at 15 minutes. 15.
Oh, so we'll do it again. Simple as that. And Flintoff. Maybe he'll just keep doing it all night so he doesn't have to kick one to Grant again. This time a lower kick. Slides under and into the hands of Janarian Grant. Grant turns it up towards the middle of the field, just outside the 30. And that's where Chad Kelly will get the ball back again. Kelly 4-6 for 46 yards, 27 yards on 3 carries.
Yeah, and we've seen some Kadeem carry in that first quarter from the Argos offense.
He already has 2 more carries than he did all of last week. So,
but this time they have the lead and aren't chasing the score.
The Argos just 2-2 and leading after the opening quarter so far this season. Kelly looking to throw on first down, takes off again, a ton of room again, and he slides very close to a first down. Looks like they're going to spot him just shy of it.
Yeah, one thing that these deep drops are going to do is that's why Kelly is basically taking off, and the middle has been void because the linebackers are bailing, and that's good for the secondary. It really helps the secondary. When your linebackers get a lot of depth, they take away those undercuts, the dig route or the crossing route. It really helps the DBs to stay high and take away any deeper routes. But it opens up lanes for the quarterback to run. So what will happen next is the linebackers for the Lions start climbing towards the line of scrimmage. Ryder Vargas saying, I can't get quite as deep because I want to be in position to make the tackle on the quarterback. And that's when Chad Kelly says, okay, then I'll throw it behind you.
You're just not going to spy him, though, right?
No, I don't think you spy him yet. He's not Trey Ford.
There's a loss on the Kadeem carry.
Yeah, nice play made here. You see TJ Lee to the right of your screen. And Lee's going to eat up the block so that it forced Kadeem Carey to just pause for a second, and Christian Covington, big play in the backfield.
Second tackle for a loss this season for Covington. 2nd and 12 for Kelly. He's in trouble now, and he'll be taken down as the Lions defense answers back with a sack of their own.
I'll start the second quarter with a good defensive stand. The Lions may have ignited their, see if it's handed their offense a little bit of momentum, a little bit of excitement. But nice play was just one that TJ Lee added into the rush. Hockey collapsed quickly though.
Haggerty in, lets it fly after 3 consecutive field goals. They have their first punt of the game. Williams on the return. Spins ahead right into the waiting arms of Robbie Smith. Lions looking to ignite this offense. Maybe it happens in the hands of William Stanback, who's been on a heck of a run as of late. Well, Stanback has been going as of late for the BC Lions, and that makes them a little bit better. For more on this, let's send it down to Chantel Chan.
Yeah, Will Stanback has been on an absolute tear in his last 5 games. He's averaging 101 yards on the ground, about 5.1 yards per carry, and had a chance to speak with head coach Rick Campbell, and he said he loves the way he's played all season long, and that he's been getting more touches because the Lions offense in previous games, they've been up on the scoreboard. But most importantly, he said that he's a lead by example guy. He said that, listen, when he comes into work, the way he shows up in the weight room, meeting room, practice, he's one of the best leaders since coming to the BC Lions. He also mentioned that he doesn't look for those individual accolades, just comes to work and does his thing. And Rick Campbell says he's really fortunate that Will Stanback decided to come here to BC. Guys?
Thank you. Deep shot here to Hollins. And he came down and has been laying on the field in pain, holding that left arm / shoulder ever since.
Nathan Rourke put it out in front of him, and Hollins had to go after this, and he lays out. I mean, he lays out to go and get that, and in doing so lands right on the shoulder. What an effort by Alexander Hollins to just completely lay out to go get that. Looked like he had it, and then as soon as he hit the ground, he has to survive contact. It'll be ruled incomplete.
There's a look at Hollins as he came off the field. You can see that left arm being held onto by one of the athletic therapists, and they're walking him straight back to the BC dressing room. Big loss for the Lions. Heck of an effort from Hollins on the play that he ended up being hurt on.
Really was, and he had made the catch. When he landed on that shoulder, the ball popped out because of that injury.
2nd and 10. Rourke with time down the field again. This one hauled in just inside the 50. It's Hatcher. Had a crack at one earlier. Couldn't get it. Makes no mistake here.
Hatcher is the inside receiver. And it's a throw to the back shoulder. Little wheel route there from Hatcher. And that back shoulder throw gives him a chance to cut underneath McFadden.
40-yard strike to Hatcher. Biggest play of the game for the Lions. So this one-handed and held on to. Hatcher does it again. And he's got another first down.
That had a little heat on it for that short of a pass.
I'm not even sure he saw that coming in.
I don't think so either. I think he was sort of self-defensing it and then went, oh, I got it.
Back-to-back catches from Hatcher. Lions starting to march, so give it to Stanback. And he gets a couple of yards on first down carry, and it'll be back to a passing down situation here for Rourke.
Yeah, I think it was in self-defense almost that Hatcher came off the line of scrimmage there, and the ball just arrived. I mean, it was just an automatic reaction. Tipped it up to himself a couple of times. But like the Lions defensively have done, the Argos can bend a little bit here, but not break.
Just 6 games played for Hatcher so far this season. Rourke in trouble, taken down heavily just outside the 40. Hawley gets there, his 5th sack of the season.
Lauren Arimilati is on the inside, and he is going to stunt with Robbie Smith. There's Arimilati there, and you're going to see this kind of movement here to try and confuse the offensive line a little bit. Have one go to the outside and the other come in the middle. That confuses them, leaves the open gap. And Ralph Hawley takes advantage of it.
Sean White just shy of 95% on the season. Called in to duty here from 47 yards. Straight away, Flintoff to hold. And White knocks that one up and through, and the BC Lions are on the board. 4 field goals so far in this football game between the Argos and the Lions.
Yeah, something to build on. It's good news, bad news situation for the Lions offensively. Alexander Hollins looked like he was in pretty bad shape with his shoulder going into the locker room, but get some points on the board and a couple plays down the field. Keon Hatcher, important in that drive.
Well, we saw Hatcher, a little one-handed action earlier on. And how about this? Hall of Famers. Hall of Fame game tomorrow. One hand's all these guys needed. S.J. Green, Chad Owens. And watch this one. Sarkozy gets it too.
Only needed one.
Big man gets his first touch of the ball game.
Chad Owens was another one of those guys that came into the league basically as a returner. And when you think of the returners, the great returners in the league, Gizmo and those guys, they're small players in stature, not the 6'5" guys, but they're, and just like Janarian Grant, he reminds me a little of Chad Owens, but super strong lower body.
Short yardage push ahead from Dukes, and that'll be a first down for Toronto.
You know, and Chad Owens started out as just a great returner in the league, and you think you could just go down and stick your arm out and knock him down because he's a little guy, but he was strong, and he would break tackles and worked his way into the starting lineup on offense. And 15,000 all-purpose yard. Look at that. Come on. Congratulations to all the Hall of Famers.
Be a great day tomorrow. Lead flicker back to Kelly. Couldn't find anybody down the field and then has to throw it away over the head of Sundani.
The Lions weren't fooled, at least not the guys that were in charge of the deep routes. Kelly just decided not to throw. There's one of them here. You're going to see two defenders dropping back. One up at the top, the corner outside, and not fooled by the flea flicker.
Nothing opens up for Toronto. Makes it a 2nd and 10 on their own 51. Kelly in trouble again this time. He dances out. Heaves one down the field. Flag on the play. Looking for Polk, working against Manny Rugamba. And a flag sits at the 11.
Well, there's no question that Polk went down. But I'm wondering if
accidental pass interference.
Yeah.
BC number 23. This is a 10-yard penalty, but it's an automatic first down for Toronto.
It's an automatic first. That's what I was going to say. Rugamba was trying to get out of the way. He was trying not to make contact with him, but their feet got tangled up. So it's accidental pass interference. You see the. So it's
yes, it is, but it's accidental.
So it's a 10-yard penalty, automatic first down, not point of foul penalty, which would have put it down inside the 5-yard line.
So a big swing and a challenge flag lays on the field from Dinwiddie. And he's going to say that wasn't accidental at all. Rick Campbell used his challenge 55 seconds into the game.
Toronto is challenging the ruling on the last play. They believe it should be defensive pass interference and not accidental. The play will be reviewed.
Well, let's get another look at what the command center has been reviewing.
Rugamba in coverage. Look at the legs. I think he's trying to avoid contact. He's put his hands in the air, but they did cross feet.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Toronto loses their challenge and their first team timeout. It's first down.
Yeah, both the challenges in this first half from both coaches, interesting.
And that last look, it almost looked like Polk left foot kind of tripped up his right foot. Dinwiddie's now 24% on challenges in his career. Kelly pressure in his face, gets it away. Daniels has it, and he'll bully his way down inside the 35. Quick pass there from Chad Kelly.
Yeah, great decision, really quick for Kelly to make that. Basically, he saw that he was going to get hit. The play action didn't work. The blitz was there, and he just had the hot route. Varis Daniels recognized it as well. Quick release and another first down.
Team leading third catch of the ball game for Daniels, the veteran. This time they'll hand it off. McMahon found a little bit of space. Takes it down just inside the BC 25, and the Argos tried to put something together here to not have to settle for another field goal.
Again, a lot of options here when you're second and a couple, 2 or 3. Basically, the playbook wide open to Chad Kelly here.
Kelly on second down on the ground. Not going to be enough. Back to the line of scrimmage and really no further from McMahon that time.
Tempting. It's tempting for Coach Dinwiddie right now. You know it's tempting. Third down. He's got 2 to go.
Didn't think about it that long, though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's no way I'm not taking a field goal here. On the road, hostile territory, you're taking the points.
3 for 3 already today. Oahu. This a 31-yard attempt from just inside the right hash. That one is up. And once again, he remains perfect on the day. Just 3 losses, or 3 misses rather, all season for the Argos kicker. It's Friday the 13th, eh, Suits? You know, that's why the masks are out, eh? I don't watch scary movies.
No?
No, I don't. I don't watch them at all. They scare me. I don't watch scary movies. It's never been a thing. I just don't do it.
So no seafood when you're here in BC, and no scary movies. Okay.
Even on Friday the 13th.
Okay. Just trying to, you know, decide what's going to happen at the next barbecue.
If these teams keep settling for field goals, it'll be scary enough. Somebody's got to mix in a touchdown here. Rourke on the run, out to his right. That one batted away. Left hand of Quincy Moget. Let's send it down to Chantel for an update on Alexander Hollins.
Yeah, we saw Alex Hollins land awkwardly on his left shoulder earlier in the quarter. Just got an update that he is out for the remainder of the game, guys.
Thank you very much. Not really surprising.
No, yeah, they weren't moving. It's either collarbone or shoulder, but hope for the best for Alexander Hollins.
2nd and 10 for Rourke, who started the game 3 of 9. From the pocket, pressured. Got it away to Couture. That's his 2nd catch of the game, but it's up to the 45. And once again, that'll bring up 3rd down, and Flintoff will be called into work to boot this ball away.
I believe it was Tunde Adeleke who got out there and made this tackle, because Couture is a big target, and he's a guy that makes that first guy miss. But Adeleke hung on. He's only 3 or 4 yards away there from a first down. And that was a big tackle.
6 drives for the Lions, 5 of them ending just like this. 2 and out. Grant made one man miss, but not the second. Coming up at halftime, BC Lions are going to honor the 2000 Grey Cup champions.
Robert Drummond going off the left side against the Montreal Alouettes. Sean Millington and Robert Drummond. Of course, Damon Allen at quarterback, who's here in the house. Damon Allen, you know, I'm not sure there's a better quarterback for that championship game. I mean, he was step up his game.
Kelly down the field.
Wow.
Daniels had no idea where that was at any point on that throw, and it just falls incomplete. It seemed like nobody had a read on that.
He couldn't find it.
Yeah.
It landed a yard away from him.
Toronto leads as we hit 3 minutes. Matthew Betts hammering Kelly down.
So we have a demonstration coming up at halftime. I have a football in my hands, so we've got to take extra precautions here in the studio. Right, Milt? Nervous?
Shut up, Sinead.
Well, see you at halftime, everybody.
What are they up to, hey?
I'm not sure. I'll be tuning in, though, to find out.
2nd and 10 for Toronto from their own 15. Kelly, a ton of time down the field through the hands of Daniels, and it falls incomplete. Ronald Kent Jr. thought he had a shot at it, didn't he?
Let's take a look at one of the veterans in the league. Little hop step off the line, then fake to the out, back inside, and well covered by Ronald Kent. Cut underneath it. Who had a shot at it in behind him? Oh, Kent had the shot at it.
Yeah, he did. First 2 and out of the game for the Argos, who've had to settle for 4 field goals so far. Maybe some decent field position coming for the BC Lions late in the first half. Haggerty. Yep. That's going to bounce right at midfield. Waiting there, picking up is Williams. Quick burst right back up the sideline. And the Lions will start with this ball on Toronto's side of the field.
There's the GOAT. Tonight we have kickers on the field that are over 90%. There's a kicker that, talk about making the money kicks. At this stadium chanting Lou many, many times. Thousands of points for Louis Bisaglia.
And 2 field goals in that 2000 Grey Cup. All right, Rourke in the offense. Not much going so far, but if they can put together a drive here, there's still very much in this football game. Rourke throwing. He's in trouble trying to escape. Can't. Tripped up and taken down. Great hustle by Parrish. He's got his 3rd sack of the campaign.
Yeah, Derek Parrish just chased him down. The pocket collapsed on him. He looked like he pump faked on a crossing route. Wasn't completely comfortable with it. Parrish was blocked initially, but kept with it and caught him from behind.
Parrish kind of had his hand up on the way in. That might have made Nathan think second about throwing that one over the middle. A loss of 7, second in a bunch. Rourke down the middle of the field. That's up for grabs, and he's got it. What a catch by McInnes. And McInnes takes it down inside the 30. That's the first time we've mentioned his name in this ball game, and it's a big one.
Well, Justin McInnes here is running a big, deep route, but you take a look at this dig where they needed to get down the field that far after the sack on first down. Nathan Rourke threw up high. We're in his wheelhouse. That's where he likes it.
League leading 17th contested catch of the season for McInnes. Near side again. Right back to him. Stays on his feet. Ball pops out, but they hop on it. Oh boy. Eberhardt came over to save the day after the McInnes fumble.
How about Justin McInnes getting up and going, oh, thank you for that. Right back to him, this time against Deshaun Amos. Little curl route, and the ball was definitely out.
Just slipped out of his hands. And Eberhardt gives them a chance to get some points on this drive. First and goal from the Toronto 9. 3 options out to the left for Rourke. Looks in that direction, can't find anything. Now he's going to take off on the run, and Rourke finds the end zone. 3 games in a row, rushing touchdowns for Nathan Rourke.
Sure this was called a quarterback run play, but certainly it looked like Nathan Rourke was going to look at that first read, and if he didn't like what he saw there, he was ready to go. Had a touchdown running the ball against Montreal last week, and has one again, and all of a sudden this extra point got a 2-point game.
And Sean White knocks that one right down the middle. 4 plays, 51 yards in just a minute and 18 seconds for the game's first touchdown drive.
Well, and if you're Nathan Rourke, if you're William Stanback, maybe Michael Couture, anyone from this offensive unit, at halftime you're going in and you're getting the defense together and you're saying thank you. You guys kept it close when we didn't have any traction, especially in the first quarter. They were 0 for in the first down department. But the defense, as we met it, they gave up some yards against Chad Kelly, but we're holding them to field goals. 1 major from Nathan Rourke on the run, and
he just didn't bite on it.
It's a 2-point game.
He did the right thing. That's it. He just came down on it. Took it away from him.
BC Lions take advantage of pretty good field position late here in the second quarter.
That throw to Justin McInnes.
That was it.
So accurate at that depth to put it right above the defender's head. He knew McInnes could reach it.
Janarian Grant takes it at his own 15. found a little bit of space, but his tackle just shy up to 35. Let's take another look at this touchdown drive.
Well, it's a 4-play drive because of the great field position created by the defensive stop. But there's the throw. He deliberately put it up there where McInnes could get it, but the defender couldn't. Then back to Justin McInnes, leading receiver in the CFL, who fumbled and is bailed out by his teammate Everhart, and then the run. The 4th play of the drive, 51 yards.
Lots of time here for the Argos to try to get within maybe field goal range again. Kelly dumps it off. Kadeem Carey bounces it ahead. And this will lead to a 2nd and half a yard situation for the Toronto offense.
Carey looks like he's got a bit of a stinger.
Kelly takes it himself for a fresh set of downs with 52 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, you're right. He does have time. You know, you are basically right now, if you're the Argos, you're 20 yards from a field goal attempt. Pyrola, who has been excellent tonight, excellent all year for that matter. Kadeem Carey, though, he had like a stinger or something.
Here's Kelly, a flag as he pops out of the pocket and guns it down the field. Tommy Neal held on to that. And we'll sort of this flag back by the line of scrimmage.
Holding Toronto, number 66. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay first down.
Now that does not help their late push here for a possible field goal attempt.
It's Matthew Betts, inside move. And I think you're allowed to tackle the defensive lineman.
1st and 20. They'll dump it off. McMahon has some blockers in front of him, cuts it to the outside, gets back just beyond the original line of scrimmage with 31 seconds on the clock and a 2nd down.
One of the issues for the Lions, they were going through a bit of a losing skid, was tackling on defense. Since they've come up with this alignment, they've been much better.
Kelly down the field, has a man that's caught just inside the 30. Now down to the 20, to the 10, and finally they'll get him. Big burst upfield from Polk.
Well, looked like Kelly may have overthrown this. I mean, he steps up, kind of lobs it in the middle, but Polk comes up with that catch and cuts underneath Adrian Green. And now they've got 2 shots. They got time for probably 2 shots in the end zone. They got to hurry.
We were talking about field goal. Chad Kelly's thinking touchdown. On the run, out to his left to the end zone, and they got it. Guns it in there to Mackay Polk. And he's got his 3rd touchdown of the season. What a drive put together here late in the half by the Toronto Argos.
Well, they got the ball with 58 seconds left in the half, and they get that touchdown right back. After the Lions' 4-play drive finished with the major, eyes downfield, even though it looked like Chad Kelly was going to run up the middle on that first look, and then he bounces back out of the pocket with his eyes up, looking downfield, and Pope wide open, sitting down.
Wow. What a response from the visitors. Oh, no. Aralahu for a 9-point lead at the half. And to put together that drive after the Lions only needed about a minute to score at the other end.
Well, both plays, Chad Kelly was on the move, and Pope was the receiver that he found. And those are the scramble rules for receivers, trying to find an open spot. If you're intermediate, if you're deep, you come back to the quarterback, and if you're a short route, you're going deep. And both those scramble plays, throwing off schedule for Chad Kelly, comes up with 2 big plays to 15.
Kelly 4 for 4 for 82 yards on that touchdown drive here at the end of the half, and a slow start to this football game, but some fireworks in the final 3 minutes of the 2nd quarter. Kelly's 10 of 15 for 154 and a touchdown. Polk with 73 yards and the major. Terry Williams will take it as time will tick down. Williams takes it ahead, stays on his feet. Decent return, but that'll do it for the opening half. What a great finish. Rourke and Kelly both over 100 yards in the first half of the football game. Kai Polk, 3 targets, 3 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
That last drive, the big one, the 52-second drive after the Lions score, not to get down, not to just sort of mail it in until halftime. Chad Kelly went to work and he found Polk 2 key plays.
He is standing going just before the beginning of the half with Nathan Rourke, who only had his ball cap on. Now Toronto will get the ball to start, so we'll keep a look at this, but that was interesting. McMahon on the return with Janarian Grant sort of blocking for him, bounces it back, and it's taken down just outside the 35. And Chad Kelly, let's take a look at his work in the first half.
Well, looked pretty good for a lot of that first half, and was using his legs in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, his biggest drive was the response drive that came back after Nathan Rourke finally got the offense on track and scored that rushing touchdown. Just 52 seconds later, Chad Kelly was in the end zone.
Rourke is still standing down on the sideline, just holding the ball with his ball cap on. So we might be seeing Vernon Adams coming into this game. There's a heavy collision on the near side after Tell end up hauling in his first pass of the game. There's a look at Rourke.
Yeah, he had the hat on and was warming up with Vernon Adams. You know, and talking to Rick Campbell, one of the ways and reasons that he was okay with the signing of Nathan Rourke to bring him back. Obviously, great talent, we know that. But he said, it only works for me if Vernon Adams is part of our team all year.
Well, the last time we saw Rourke, he was running a touchdown into the end zone. Here's a toss to Carey, and he barrels over a defender and takes it down inside the 50.
And he was nicked in the first half, so good to see Kadeem Carey is okay, regrouped. Looked like he had a bit of a stinger. When you get hit in the shoulder and it feels like you get that buzzing all down your arm, you got to give it a few minutes to get the feeling back. And how about this collision? Boom.
Gary Peters, get out of my way.
He hung on.
Got him a first down, working from the BC 48. Kelly, 3 options out to his right, hands it off straight up the middle, and that's a great push. First touch of the game for Adeboboye.
Yeah, Daniel Adeboboye come through that hole, and I loved his first jump cut. Looked like he just gave it a split second to wait for that to develop right there. Back into the middle. Extra 4-5.
Kelly with the keeper, pushes it ahead, and that is enough for a Toronto first down. So quick start here for the Argos, moving that ball inside the BC 40 early in the third quarter.
Boy, in the return game, giving him good field position too. Not many times have we seen Chad Kelly have to put together a 80 or 75-yard drive.
Polk takes it, makes 2 guys miss, finds some space down the near sideline, and he's blown out just inside the 25. But a good job getting even that far up the field.
Yeah, I'm guessing here that a spotter might make Gary Peters come out and get a little bit of a look. He looked a little wobbly to me after this, and I think they are starting it right now. He's trying to wave it off. Big collision there. Polk jumped back out of that tackle. Real good footwork to get out of there, and then when he did, Gary Peters ran into friendly fire coming inside out.
Well, Peters is not happy that he has to come out here, and we'll see if the Argos can immediately take advantage of this. looks like Adrian Green has kind of slid over. First and 10 from the BC 24 for Kelly. He'll empty things out. 4 options out to his left. That's where he throws. Caught, taken down inside the 20.
This is about the place where the Argo drives have stalled, and they've had to settle in the first half for field goal. That was until that very last drive where Kelly used his legs to buy time with his eyes downfield and found hope. Ryan Dinwiddie get him on the edge here.
Second and 6. Kelly on the run to his right. Now he throws towards the end zone, way out of bounds. Looking for Coxie over there, but definitely ran out of room, and it'll be a field goal attempt for the Argos offense.
Yeah, once again, the Lions defense gives up some yards, but not the major, just that one late in the half. But be careful with that. Borderline late.
Just the second target of the game in the direction of Coxie. Does not have a catch yet. Arlahu, 27-yard attempts. No problem there. Not going to make a mistake. He's got 5 already in this ball game. We will try to find out who's going to be in at quarterback. There's Rourke. Helmet back on. We'll find out when we return to BC.
Very important part of the team, and he didn't want any talk about trading Vernon Adams if they're bringing in Nathan Rourke when he came back to the CFL. He said, these guys are great. Vernon Adams has earned it and played very well. Remember, we were talking about Vernon Adams as an MOP candidate in the first third of the season.
He was the front runner for MOP when he went down with his injury. Gets the ball back here. Wobbles it immediately. Tries to hop on it, and I think he did. Oh, VA dodging a bullet here in his return to the Lions offense.
Yeah, that time, this is one of those riding decides with William Stanback. He hasn't been out there in live action for a while now. He put it in there, and Stanback just kept through with the fake, and it went off the hip of William Stanback.
Loss of 3, second and 13 from their own 37. Adams, near side, Katoy wide open. Can he find that first down marker? He will be close. Looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the first down.
You know, this is a coach in Rick Campbell that is walking it like he talks it. Honestly, like, you know, we've heard it before. When you got a star quarterback that's come back and he's your guy, and you know, Rick Campbell has said that every time we've met with him, Vernon Adams is a very important part of our team, and we're going to need both quarterbacks to win. And he's walking it like he talked it right now.
Adams pushing ahead. He's got the first down. And then Moore, too, goes for a bit of a ride. We have confirmed with the BC Lions that Rourke is in fact healthy, just in case some of you are watching and going, well, maybe in that touchdown run he pulled something. He's fine. They just decided to go to Vernon Adams, who was, as I mentioned, far and away the MOP frontrunner when he got hurt against Winnipeg back at the beginning of August.
Talked to Nathan Rourke this week, and he told us that the quarterback room is solid. Those two guys are real good friends with tremendous mutual respect.
This time they will give it to Stanback, pushing ahead. Stanback had just 4 carries in the game so far. Prior to that one, hasn't been able to really get anything going.
Nice pursuit. You know, I agree with Coach Parker at halftime, saying that that front 4 for the Argos may be one of the underrated groups in the entire CFL.
Hawley and Ceresna on the tackle that time. Second and 6 for VA. First down, right up the middle of that defense as he finds McInnes and moves the chains.
As a BC Lion, Vernon Adams is 20-10 as a starter in BC. You go back to those 5 wins in a row after the loss to the Argos. They were netting 461 yards per game.
Fresh set of downs from the Toronto 39. Argos will bring some pressure. VA's in trouble, and he's taken down just outside the 50. Robbie Smith with the sack, his 3rd of the season.
Well, Fraser Sopik went as well. He was on the blitz coming from over here. You see him show up, number 32. Coming from the secondary as well, with Robert Priester getting up in that blitz, and recognized too late by Vernon Adams.
12-yard loss. Argos 4 sacks in this game. Did not have a sack last week. Second in a bunch for Adams. He's in trouble again, and he's taken down again. And it's Smith who got there 2 plays in a row.
Like we have an injury, Corey Woodruff down for the BC offensive line. First sack in these series of 2 plays in a row.
Injured Lion on the field. We'll step away. By with Chantel Jan.
Damon, of course, the 2000 Grey Cup championship team was honored here tonight. Tell me the emotions that went through your mind when you saw some of your former teammates.
First of all, it was great seeing all my former teammates, and the 2000 Grey Cup champion team. It was a special group of guys. We had a lot of fun. The first half of the season, we lost a lot of close ball games, but we found our rhythm in the second half, and we were able to catch on fire, and that fire never let out until we won the Grey Cup.
Yeah, you guys fought through a lot of adversity. I think a lot of people had you guys as underdogs, but you were able to get it done. Tell me what memorable moment for you that you remember.
Well, the thing I love about most is the fact that guys stuck together, and in order to win a Grey Cup, you have to play well on offense, you have to play well on defense, and like I said, and we start doing all the right things at the end of the year, and we know in the CFL, being in the game for 23 years, we know the hottest team in the late second half of the season have a really good chance to go all the way, and last year Montreal showed those kind of examples, and that's how we did in 2000.
Now, you're one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Let's just keep it real here. In BC, they got 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. Tell me what you think about the quarterback room here in BC.
Well, it's just, once again, one comes from the National Football League and coming back to the CFL, so it's a little bit of a different game, but the fact that they have the ability, if one's not playing well, the other one can step in and move the ball. You know, that's something that in the 80s, the Edmonton Eskimos always had. You know, when we had Matt Dunnigan, Damon Allen, and Tracy Ham on the script, and we're all Hall of Famers, and when one wasn't playing well, the backup came in and kept the ship going. So that's important in this game.
Thank you so much for your time, David. Appreciate it. Guys.
Great chat with the Hall of Famer.
One of the best. And one of the money guys, as I mentioned, in Damon Allen, who get him to that championship game and just give him the MVP of the game because he's going to light it up. There's his numbers, and this one here, just absolutely incredible. Almost 12,000 yards rushing. That's 3rd all-time in CFL history. And he ran so smooth. One of those guys you never get a solid hit on Damon Allen, and it used to drive you nuts.
Dean Carey pushing it ahead for a first down. I told you earlier, I said Damon Allen would have been the consensus 1st overall pick in fantasy football every single year if it was around back then.
Well, his stat line often looked like 225 passing and 85 rushing, and then the team tailbacks rush. We saw Sean Millington and Robert Drummond here as well tonight. One of the best and a great guy.
42 career game-winning drives for Allen. Coxie hauls this one in, takes some punishment, but pushes it ahead on a play that kind of had broken down, but Kelly managed to find one of his go-to guys.
Yeah, Chad Kelly is strong. I mean, he can fight off pressure. That was TJ Lee who kind of hit him across the shoulder pads. He just kind of shrugged that off and found his hot rod.
First catch of the game for Coxie, leads to that second and short. And Kelly keeps it, pushes it ahead, and has another first down for the Argos. Well, the Argos do not look tonight like a team that has struggled on the road this season. 1-5, lost 4 in a row on the road. Have only won 4 of 18 games out here in BC since 2003. Find themselves in a pretty good spot here in the third quarter. Another BC Lion down on the field. Gary Peters is coming out of the tent. Covington is up and going into the tent. We've been told that Gary Peters is questionable to return to this ball game. They've already lost Hollins on offense, and now Ryan Phillips on defense has to move some guys around as well, Glenn.
Adrian Green goes out and plays that short side corner for Gary Peters, and Christophe Beaulieu will play safety out of Laval.
1st and 10 for the Argos. Kelly, an end zone shot far side. Incomplete, looking for Unger, and never really had a shot at it, did he?
Now Toronto so far, like, we haven't seen Gary Peters in that short side corner spot for this whole third quarter, and Kelly's going to take a shot here after he throws it, but they haven't, the Argos haven't attacked that side. They haven't attacked the short side to test Adrian Green out there in that short side corner, at least not yet.
Unger does not have a catch in the ball game. He's been red hot as of late, and the trips up at the top of your screen. They'll get it away quickly this time. Coxie, nice move, stays on his feet down inside the 10 before he's tripped up by Lacombo.
And just as I say that, they go to that short side, go to Coxie and test out the tackling ability from the outside in for Adrian Green. There he is right there, and another fancy footwork to get a couple extra.
Coxie has exploded over the last few weeks with the return of Chad Kelly. 1st and goal from the BC 8. Kelly gets it away quickly. That's up high and falls incomplete as he put it into the hands and out of the hands of Mackay Polk.
And that was right at that short side. Did that get tipped at the line? Ace Healy might have got his hand on it.
The Argos on the road here, leading by 12 late in the third quarter. Looking for a little bit more from the BC 8. 2nd and goal. Kelly gonna keep it himself. Stays on his feet towards the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Toronto. Chad Kelly with his 2nd on the ground this season.
Well, that right side really sealed it. Interior guys, Ryan Hunter, one of them on the left side of the offensive line. Vandal right here, Hunter right here, holding off the inside so that Chad Kelly can run this quarterback draw. And maybe the biggest block was Nicastro, the center. Got up on Jonah Tavai and opened up a lane for Kelly.
BC Lions at home, trailing by 18. They have the best winning percentage at home in the West so far this season. A 9-play, 79-yard drive that took just over 4 minutes and ends like this.
That's a great block. Peter Nicastro at center got locked in, and sure there will be a couple of Lions saying they might have got away with a little bit of a hold there, but that was a called quarterback draw to Chad Kelly. Let that defensive line spread out a little bit and then pick your lane.
Kelly leads this team in rushing yards tonight with 53 on 9 carries. Touchdown there, and he's 16 of 24 for 239 and a touchdown through the air. Net yards in this game, here's the number for you. Toronto 359, BC 108.
Buddy blitzed on the dive, or is that at the end? What happened?
Lions just have not been able to get anything going. Their one touchdown drive started on Toronto's side of the field. Arolahu to tack on another. And the Argos have come west and are in full control against the BC Lions right now. Vernon Adams is in at quarterback. Can he do something like this to get his team going? Chad Kelly to the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, just before I mentioned that the Argos have had pretty good field position to start their offensive drives, and they go 80 yards, basically 79 yards on 9 plays, and now have an edge in time of possession by almost double. And the first thing that goes when you get tired as a defense is tackling. As soon as you start to get tired, your tackling drops off. We've seen a couple of Argo receivers and Chad Kelly make some people miss in the open field.
Low driving kick. Whoa. Bouncing, picked up at the 30 somewhat awkwardly. And taken back out just beyond, or just shy of the 40, I should say. That was Berryhill.
Yeah, Berryhill looked a little bit like when I've ever tried to skate backwards. He was trying to judge where this was going to land, and it just backpedaled, got up, and got a few.
He's got decent speed. We've seen it as part of the offense. And it's kind of wobble his way back up there. We'll start on their own 39. Vernon Adams in at quarterback after a less than impressive pass from Rourke. They'll start on the ground. They've not been able to run the ball very well at all in this game. That's the longest carry by Stanback so far tonight.
How about the little pat on the back that VA gave him as he gave him the ball? He gave him the ball with one hand and gave him a little pat on the back and pushed him.
Go get it. They give him 5. They'll need 5 more here. Adams on the run himself to the right, dumps it off wide open on the far side. That's Stanback again, and he'll take it down inside the 50. Back-to-back plays to William Stanback.
Yeah, you get it out there to your tailback, and I guarantee you one thing, he's not going out of bounds. He's not going to catch it, see a defender coming, and then say, okay, that's pretty good. We got the first down. I'm going to step out. Nope. He's leaning right into contact.
Work from the Toronto 49. Adams hit. Ball pops out. Flag down the field. And they give the ball to the Argos, but there is a flag down by the 40, and they'll have to sort this out.
Well, that wasn't along the line of scrimmage. That was into the secondary, so that if it's illegal contact.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Toronto, number 23. It's a 10-yard penalty. Makes it a first down for BC.
That's Franklin. He shakes his head. First down for the Lions.
The look right here, that's the target, and pulled from the shoulder pad. Yeah, Franklin just yanked that shoulder down. Illegal contact on that little out route.
Lions will take it. Stanback lunges ahead and gets close to 6.
Yeah, Chantel mentioned in the first half, he's been on quite a run the last 4 games, 6-yard average. Now they're chasing in the scoreboard, and that's good to see that Jordan Maksimic isn't just abandoning the run just yet.
All 17 unanswered from the Argos after that Nathan Rourke rushing touchdown. Adams in trouble again, bumped into his own man, and he's going to be taken down right close to the line of scrimmage as the Argos continue to put the heat on the Lions quarterbacks.
I don't think Rick Campbell, well, he's got time to think about it now.
Three quarters in the books in BC, and it's the Argos in full control, 29-10 as they look for just their second road win of the season. Finish so far tonight, leading the BC Lions 29-10.
Yeah, they've been the better team in all three phases. Their defense has been dominant, 7 quarterback sacks. They had 6 in week 1 against the BC Lions. That was Vernon Adams' start. You know, and I started thinking about with the 2000 team here for the Lions and celebrating them at halftime. The last time the Argos won here in BC, Ricky Ray was the starting quarterback and Mark Trestman was their head coach. That was back in 2017. Now, many have said that that long trip from east to west at this point in the game, you know, it gets pretty late for the East. And when you think about 2017 was the last time they won here, you maybe think that there is some truth to that.
The Lions have lost 3 in a row to the Argos against 3 different quarterbacks. One of those quarterbacks was McLeod Bethel-Thompson. One of them was Chad Kelly, and one of them was Cameron Dukes. Here's Sean White, and that is up. And Sean White misses one of those nights for the BC Lions. That would have made it a 16-point game, just his 3rd miss of the season. Janarian Grant does take the knee for the single, and it's an 18-point lead.
You know, the reason I bring up 2017 is just because the Argos have won in all 3 phases here. I mean, often you need to win 2 of the phases to win a game most of the time, but you've got all 3. That's why you've got the league. And keep in mind that they settled for field goals in a lot of their offensive drives.
Yeah.
If those are majors, this is a major blowout.
Yeah, they should have more points on the board, Toronto.
Yeah, absolutely.
BC Lions defense got to make a play here at some point. Get this ball back. Kelly gets it away. That's in the ground at the feet of Ungerer. And a little bit of pressure on Kelly that time.
You know, Chad Kelly has done a real good job tonight of moving the pocket, negotiating it, throwing off time, keeping his eyes downfield. You know, he kind of set the tone by running a few times in the first quarter, and that may have slowed the pass rush down a little bit. They got to him there, but he's done a nice job all night of keeping his eyes downfield and buying time.
2nd and 10. Kelly goes down the field again. Polk's got it at the 50. Kelly probably could have ran that for a first down as well, but he decides to pass it. Polk's having a nice night here.
Now take a look at where that opened up. Ace Ely takes it back out of the backfield, number 41. He's the middle linebacker. That's why the middle was open. You thought that Chad Kelly could have run the ball. But again, his eyes are up. He climbs the pocket there, has the option to run or throw it. Heaps Polk on the crossing route.
Rookie out of Mississippi State. 2nd career 100-yard game. A couple yards away from tying his career high. Kelly, pressure in his face, down the field, right back into the hands of Polk, and that'll be a new career-high game for Mackay Polk.
Yeah, that's a Kelly throw where he is off time and not in his spot, legs not set, but sidearm slings it for a first down. Watch his feet. He's got a Matthew Betts in his face.
Second and a couple on the ground. And that's going to be close to a Toronto first down.
Nice running back room with Adebaboye and McMahon. Kadeem Carey, their leader.
Half a yard short out of Adebaboye. Dukes will come in to try to finish the job here on 3rd down.
Even when when they've settled for field goals, these drives have just stacked up in the time of possession department.
Well, the BC Lions have only attempted 15 passes.
Yeah,
in this football game. Dukes, he's got it, no problem. And the Argos will continue to march.
We're down a man there.
Well, we talked about the BC Lions defense last couple of games. It looked like they were sort of trending in the right direction. Matthew Betts was back. TJ Lee had been moved down.
Yeah.
And things were going really well, and it's not been the case so far here tonight.
Well, it was such a good combination I mentioned off the top with Matthew Betts returning, and you meant TJ Lee moving down to the linebacking core. They had not given up a big play offensively in 2 straight games. And their tackling had improved tremendously. Now that tackling really dropped off here in this one tonight. However, again, the time of possession at the 3-quarter turn was 28 minutes for Toronto, 14:56.
Like dominant.
Basically double the time. That starts to wear your defense down.
No gain. Attaboy on that. First down attempt. Lions will send 5. Kelly gets it away. And a rare incompletion as he went back to a guy who's been pretty sure-handed tonight. Polk, his 8th target. He's got 6 catches for 116, but couldn't haul this one in.
Yeah, and he took a peek, I believe. Kelly took another hit. He's taken a few of these, too, just as he's thrown. But you see the peek? Just before he caught it.
Now back to work. 5 for 5 already. Arolahu looking to be perfect 6 times. And he is. Hasn't even been close tonight. He's been knocking that one right down the middle pretty much the entire game. Matthew Betts drawing the ire of some Argos. 32-11. Toronto rolling in to BC Place and blowing out the Lions so far.
Well, you talk about this Argonaut defense and how they've been getting after either Nathan Rourke or Vernon Adams. 7 sacks on the night so far. Ralph Hawley has 3. That brings his total to 7 on the season. Robbie Smith with a pair. He now has 4 on the season. Getting after it and win the line of scrimmage.
Vernon Adams 3 for 3 since taking over here in the second half. If you are just joining us here on Friday Night Football, Nathan Rourke started the game, played the first half, is healthy, but they've gone to Vernon Adams here in the second half, and he turns Hatcher around there. And Hatcher usually kind of hauls that one in. Not an easy catch, but
yeah, Hatcher was on the run, though, and Vernon Adams threw it behind him, but this was Jordan Maximic's way of getting him away from that pressure. If you're going to drop in the pocket and we're giving up 7 sacks, we better get our quarterback on the run. You see it's quite a bit too far inside.
2nd and 10 as Rourke watches on. He was 6 for 12, 110 yards in the first half. Did have a rushing touchdown. Adams from the pocket. And that one, well, incomplete in front of Hatcher, and some Boo Birds out here in Vancouver.
Trying to figure out this 2nd and long. You can see the offensive coordinator as frustrated as anyone. That one tipped at the line. Like Jake Serezna got a piece of that one, but they dropped into a cover 2 zone. Look, with 2 deep defenders. Linebackers dropping at about 10-15 yards, and Vernon Adams couldn't find a receiver.
Grant takes this at the 20. Stays on his feet, made another man miss, and eventually spins into 3 BC Lions and is taken down. The BC Lions in their last 2 games scored 38 and 37 points. Tonight, just 11. And they're getting spanked. Flashback here, the last time the Argos won in BC.
That was S.J. Green with a touchdown catch from Ricky Ray, with Mark Trestman on the sideline as their head coach. 2017, deep in the season in November. And the score is eerily similar.
It is, isn't it? Over 2,500 days since their last win on the road in BC, and they've got a first down here on the ground. Adeboboye, his 4th carry of the ball game.
At this point, they can rest Kadeem Carey. I'm sure that's what Coach Dinwiddie is doing. The Argos have Hamilton next, in Hamilton, then Montreal, so they're facing Eastern opponents. Not to say that this is sealed completely, because we know how quickly things can change in Canadian football, but just seem to be controlling the pace on all 3 phases.
BC is in a stretch of playing 5 straight against the East. This is the 4th one. They'll get Hamilton to wrap it up, and then finish with Calgary, Sask, and Montreal at home here on the 19th.
Got that great Hall of Fame game, and S.J. Green going in, one of the receivers. I'm going to forever think, when I think S.J. Green, of that one-hander.
Of course. I still don't understand how he did it.
At the back of the end zone at Old Taylor Field in Saskatchewan.
How many times have we seen that on tape? We must have seen that 100 times. And every time you watch it, you're still, no way.
Yeah, like how did he do it? No way.
Ridiculous stuff.
I mean,
so it'll be 2nd down here. Lions defense got to try to get these guys off the field. Toronto's had just 2 punts in this game.
Yeah, even when they've settled for all these field goals, they've driven the ball and, like you said, kept that time of possession on their side big time.
Kelly under pressure this time, and he will not get away. Tehama first on the scene, his 7th sack of the season.
That leads the team. Just decided to load the line of scrimmage and send more than they had to block. Adeboboye gave it a shot. He got one guy, but not for long. That was Ryder Varga coming on the blitz. Tehama got there. Ryder Varga's done a nice job since earning that starting position at linebacker 4 games ago.
Haggerty gets it away. Williams waits, has to backpedal quickly. And he's hammered just outside the 40. Jones with the special teams tackle. Tehama with the sack. Just the 2nd time they've got to Kelly tonight. Swept this season series against the Lions. We talked about that, haven't won since 2017, but 23 years since they swept the season series against the BC Lions. They won in week 1 this year. Look like they're going to win here tonight. Adams down the field, wide open. And he has a man just inside the 35 as he reconnects with McInnes. They work so well together early in the season.
Yeah, for McInnes, this is a courageous catch, because he's going down the middle. He knows Metchier's somewhere behind him. There he comes there, and he turns his back and backpedals to make the catch, exposing himself to a big hit there, but came up with it.
Now from the Argo 32, Adams down the field again, too high. Is that intercepted? It is. Amos has it. Spectacular INT, and now he's going to run it back. He takes it down at the 30. The Deshaun Amos with his 5th interception of the season.
Yeah, I think Keon Hatcher was the intended target, and Vernon Adams just missed him. It's been a while since Vernon Adams has been in there and in live action. He had him open right there. But you can see it's just a little bit high, and overthrows and at the pro level turn into this. Touchdown, or excuse me, interception. 5th.
Good
Deshaun
focus
Amos
to stay on that ball. And the takeaway, Adams now 4 of 7 with an interception. Neither quarterback able to really get it in gear for the Lions tonight. Man, far side. Look at this burst. He's got a first down. Takes it outside the 40. All 3 running backs for Toronto getting touches this evening.
Fresh legs getting out there this late in the game. He's got a couple of touches coming into that play, but see, he's got a little more bounce than the defenders for the Lions. The 7th takeaway for Deshaun Amos. He's tied for the league lead in takeaways coming into this game.
1st and 10 from the 43. Handed off again. Adeboboye this time takes it out to the 50.
Takeaways being the interception, of course, but also the fumble recoveries, which equally is important. Maybe not as sexy, but equally as important because it means you're around the football. Hustle to the ball, good things happen.
BC Lions in their 5 home games so far this year coming into tonight had a point differential of plus 44. And now here tonight, they are getting pumped by the Argos.
Well, you know, I think at the end of the day, the Lions offense just let them down tonight. I mean, that's,
yep.
They had to they made a quarterback change, really didn't provide the spark that Rick Campbell was hoping for. And it's, you know, you can't put too much on VA. I mean, it's been a long time since it's been out there in live action. The defense holding Toronto to field goals in that first half for sure till the very last drive, but they kept them close for 3 quarters.
Kelly needing 4 more, will hand it off. Adeboboye wrapped up immediately. Covington, one of the bright spots I think on this BC defense.
But you think about Chad Kelly's drive after Nathan Rourke scored, there was 58 seconds left in the half. That drive for the Lions was a short one. It was 4 plays, 4 minutes, because they had real good field position, and it got the crowd involved immediately. I mean, all of a sudden the crowd was in it. They had momentum. Chad Kelly went to work. 52 seconds later, he's in the end zone to poke on a throw. Matched that major just like that. Took all the wind out of the sails for the Lions.
That was the key drive of the football game.
No question.
No doubt about it. This is blocked. Haggerty came right back to him, but the kick was blocked. Never really had a chance to get that one away. Patrice Rene shot out of a cannon. Got in front of that one as we hit 3 minutes at BC Place. Haggerty. That's great effort from Rene. '24.
Was a teammate with Vince Goldsmith and covered many a game with S.J. Green, Chad Owens, and just remarkable football players, playmakers. And we're going deep into the bullpen. We are deep in the bullpen in BC.
Oh, we've talked a lot how the Lions have 2 great quarterbacks. Unfortunately, neither of them could do anything tonight. We'll also get a look at Jordan Terrell into the game at running back. Media wing for the Hall of Fame here in 2024. We'll feature that man, Farhan Lalji.
Big part of minor football here too in Remember the flip-flop night?
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. I probably shouldn't go in the hall just because of that. There's Bryce into the game, has a completion.
Also in the builder category is Steve Daniel, and he is a stats guy for the league that has been instrumental in storytelling, and that's what the stats do. John Perlberg, our stats guy, does a great job, has done a great job tonight, giving us a bunch of numbers that have been relevant to what's happened. And I can call Steve at any time, and like sometimes I'll send him a text in Eastern time and it's 2 in the morning, and he'll reply immediately with a whole breakdown, not only of what I asked, like, and I always start the email with, Steve, this is for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just in case, you roll over and you look at it and you go, okay, I'll deal with that tomorrow. No, he gets back and he's, I mean, just instrumental, and congratulations going into the hall, because it's well deserved. Works hour upon hour. And that's what the numbers do. They tell stories.
The 2 media guys will be honored. Grey Cup Sunday at a breakfast. Bryce to the end zone, and that is bat away. Probably could have been intercepted. Metier was all over it.
Yeah, one of the top safeties in the league, really, and I don't think he gets enough pub. I mean, Royce Metier leads his team in tackles. Now, you start to think, well, does that mean that, their front seven isn't any good? Well, we've seen how good their front seven is tonight. But Metier just makes sure he gets around the ball. And you think back to that first quarter when Nathan Rourke in the first quarter couldn't generate a first down. He was patrolling that middle and making it difficult for those deep dig routes.
3rd down. Bryce gets it away. Found his running back, made a nice move looking towards the end zone, and he's in. First CFL game. Jordan Terrell gets in late and has his first CFL touchdown.
Put some big numbers up in college, and Terrell, with serious fresh legs, getting a chance to get a few snaps. And this is again, this is late in the game in a real lopsided score in favor of the Argos.
First career touchdown pass for Chase Bryce.
I don't think you judge that play defensively. I feel pretty comfortable with the way this one's going.
Look, I'll just say it. Bryce has a touchdown tonight. Does he start? Does he start for the Lions?
Stop it. You got to stop that.
They've got a bye coming up. That'll probably be V.A. Rourke. Here's Bryce again, and he's down this time.
It's a great question. No, I mean, clearly it won't be Chase Bryce, but it's a great question. I mean, my guess would be that Rick Campbell goes back to Nathan Rourke to start the next game.
Probably.
And is ready, if things aren't working out, to have Vernon Adams come off the bench. Vernon Adams got a little bit of timing back. Looked like he had some rust.
Do you think he should have stuck with Rourke tonight? Like, he pulled him after a touchdown drive.
That's tough. I know it's tough because you kind of eliminated a quarter and most of the second of lack of production. It's not all on Nathan Rourke, obviously. The old line was getting beat at the line of scrimmage. They didn't get the run established to William Stanback, which they have in their last 2 wins. So, your question is a good one, but I go back to Rick Campbell telling us over and over that he believes in Vernon Adams, and Vernon Adams has earned his place on the team. So if the occasion comes up where he's going to make the change, he's going to do it. And they believe that in order to be successful this year, they're going to need both of them. So again, I'm Rick Campbell walked it like he talked.
Onside kick does not work. Coxie is there to control it.
But I'm going to be tuned into that Hall of Fame game. Damon Allen in the house here tonight. Those 2 guys will get it together. They'll work on their game moving into their Hamilton game coming up.
BC will have 14 days between games.
Yeah, they're going to the bye.
We mentioned it, but it's Canada's
Look at this.
highest honor for a Canadian football player. What a catch, S.J. Green.
How about that one?
Also beautiful.
Here comes Weston. Dressler.
Yeah. You can catch it with one hand, you're going to the hall. Simple as that. Red Blacks, Ticats. Tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. Only on CTV.
Okay. Okay, Coach. You can have Weston Dressler, S.J. Green, or Chad Owens in your first pick. Who do you pick? Who's
I mean, I immediately
taking?
think S.J., but as a coach, I would like a guy who could return kicks as well as Chad Owens did.
Okay.
So
the fan and
they're all Hall of Famers. Why are you doing this to me? Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
The Argos are going to punt this. Arahu's hit 6 field goals tonight. This would be a 47-yarder for his 7th of the night. But they're going to punt it instead. Interesting decision. And that bounces into the end zone for the single. 45 seconds on the clock.
We got white lightning running through our veins, and we'll die trying to save our family name. Where the whippoorwills will, the coyotes cry way back in the holler where the moon shines.
You know, you think of this Argo defensive effort tonight and their front seven that we've talked about, the panel talked about at halftime. They're going to get Witten McManus back probably next week at middle linebacker.
And yeah, that'll help.
And, you know, again, when I talk about the Argos coming in tonight, I thought this team is kind of walking that tightrope. And they could go either way. They could kind of continue to turn the ball over offensively and be good but not great and probably fall off, or they could take it and take a run here at a home playoff game. Montreal's already locked up a playoff game, but they haven't locked up first in the division yet. They have Calgary tomorrow. Jake Mayer's starting that one. But the Argos, I think they made a statement tonight.
Definitely. They'll be improving to 2-5 on the road, 7-6 on the season. BC Lions will fall to 7-7. They had a chance to take over first place in the West, unable to do it. Here's with the win tonight. Toronto still 3 points back of Ottawa, comfortably in third after a dominating victory tonight. 38-45 time of possession.
5 games to go. 3 games back of first. Montreal coming off a loss. Now, the last time they came off a loss, they went 5 in a row.
That's going to do it for Friday Night Football. A convincing victory as the Toronto Argonauts win in BC for the first time in 2,505 days.
Well, a great game plan, a 3-phase win for Ryan Dinwiddie's group. I mean,